Hey y'all, what's up? So I just got done watching the press conference and Wrestlemania. I need to be asleep because I gotta go to church in the morning. But it was good. It was good. It was the three matches. Okay, so the match card went Becky and Rhea, the tag team gauntlet match. I'm trying to think if I got it right. I want to say after that was, I think it was like that. I think it was that, the tag team gauntlet match, Jimmy versus Jay, the big three versus Damage Control, Andrade and Rhea versus Dominik and Santos, Sami versus Gunther, and then the cousins Roman and Rock versus Seth and Cody. I have to go look back on X. I think that's how it went, but I'm not sure. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I was wrong. So it was Rhea versus Becky, and then it was the tag team gauntlet match, and then it was Rhea and Andrade versus Dom and Santos, and then it was my hair it's been dry. I'm supposed to wash it. Then it was Jimmy versus Jay. Then it was the big three versus Damage Control. Then it was Gunther and Sami. Then it was the way that it was. Let me tell you something. I think that the match setup. Okay, so my least to most favorite. Not saying that any of the matches sucked. So, but y'all know I do this all the time. So, the three I was looking forward to was, they call themselves the big three versus Damage Control. I was looking for that. I was looking forward to Jimmy versus Jay. And I was looking forward to the 6-man tag team match. Okay, those are the three I was looking forward to. So for my, it smells like hospital in here. Sorry, I told y'all. Whoever watched my video yesterday knows I have a real sensitive nose. And the girl on Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I think I watched the first season only. They got mad at her because she was like, "It smells like hospital in here." And she was like, "How do you go in someone's house that smells like hospital?" Mind you, the mom that lived there was sick. And I was like, sickness has a smell, if you don't know. Like, and that's what I'm smelling right now. I pray that that is not the case. Oh. But it has that smell. People are like, "Oh, that's hospital smell." That's because people in there are sick. Okay? And they keep it a certain temperature because everyone knows that you deal with food that between 40 and 140 is a danger zone. So that's where bacteria lives and grows. If it's less than 40 or it's more than 140, bacteria either freezes or dies. So, anyways, whole thing. But I'm not saying that none of the match. Okay, so those are my big three matches, and those are the ones I was looking forward to tonight. One of them delivered, in my opinion, beyond my expectation. Two of them were okay, and two that I didn't even have in my mind to look forward to watching surpassed my expectations. Like I said, all of them did a great job. This is just my opinion. Excuse me. And yeah. So all of them did a great job. This is just my opinion of my least favorite. Not saying that any one of them sucked. Like, it was overall a good night. So for me, I would say that okay, so from least to most favorite, my least favorite would be I'm kind of torn, to be honest with you. I'm gonna say it's a tie between the big three and Damage Control and Jimmy versus Jay. Oh my God, it's starting to. I work with food. I tell y'all I work in a restaurant. I burnt myself yesterday. Grease pop. I'm a trainer at a restaurant. Grease pop, and then I also work HR side. So half the time I'm physically at a restaurant, the other half I'm like in the office doing schedules and all that other stuff. But that's crazy. That's crazy. It hurt like hell yesterday. Anyways, but yeah, so it'll be a tie between the big three and Damage Control, and then Jimmy versus Jay. And then the next one would be a tie between Rhea and Becky, and then my leg itch. And then Ray and Andrade. Am I saying his name right? I don't know. Like, he wasn't around when I restarted watching, and I don't want to say it wrong. I don't know how to say it. And then when they say it, I say it right for a little bit, but then I forget how to say it. I'm very particular of how, like, I try to say people's names. My siblings and I all have names. You know, black people. Okay, so my one sister has a name with like an accent over her A. My name is very particular, even though it's a common name. You have to say it a certain way. My mom's name is said a certain way. So I'm very particular how to get people's names right. And I don't think I'm saying his name right. And I don't want to say Charlotte's husband, because that's disrespectful. Like, I don't know what to call him. Okay? I'm gonna just call him Dre. Okay? That's what I'm gonna call him, because I don't want to mess his name up. So I'm gonna call him Dre. So Ray and Dre versus Dom and Santos. Why am I brain blanking when I want to say Santos? Dom and Santos is tied with Rhea and Becky, and then it would be the cousins, The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth, and then my favorite match was Gunther versus Sami. Okay, so I will say Triple H and them, the card that they had, the way that it was presented was perfect. It was perfect, and this is what I mean when I say this is why you need someone from the inside to work, someone that has an eye and ear for stuff. And he was like, so I just got done watching the press conference, and he basically was like, they come up with matches. He looks at talent as talent. He doesn't see, oh man, as female, which is excellent. Okay, excellent. And then he was like, he doesn't know how, who the crowd is gonna pop for. Mind you, it's 30-something degrees. Okay, it's a 50 feel like 48. BS. With that wind chill being 15 miles per hour, it's about 30 degrees. They basically are freezing weather in the dome. Okay. So people's like, oh, certain parts of the crowd was lackluster. And a lot of people that are there was like, because we go. And this is why I said, if I'm not coming, I'm not that dedicated like that. Like, not doing that. Like, my friend and I are Ravens fans. He takes him, I think it's him and his girlfriend right up there, all the way to Baltimore from where we at, 6 hours to go see them. Rain, sleet, snow, yes, season passes. They don't have a dome either. Like, I'm not doing that. I could cheer and buy gear from my house. Like, I'll show support by buying gear. I got merch here. My son has a Ravens towel. But I'm not. We have WWE gear. Every time they come here, we going. I'm not going to freeze my tail off, especially not with my child. Like, I thought about it. And my son is prone to get sick a lot. He gets sick a lot normally between October and January. But he has to do nasal spray and a neti pot twice a day because he gets post-nasal drip. So what that is, for people that don't know, is his body produces extra mucus when in the fall and the winter, and the beginning of the spring. So from September to April, he has to use it. When he lays down, the stuff in his nose drips down to his chest. The nasal spray, the neti pot gets all the mucus it can out, and so his nose and passage could be clear. And then you spray, and that dries everything up, right, along with the inhaler. So, but if it doesn't, and some of it gets through anyway, he ends up with a chest cold, upper respiratory infection. Like, I'm not risking my son's health to go there. Like, him first, okay? That's the main reason why I didn't go. Like, I love cold, and then if it get a certain cold for me, and I get comfortable enough, I'm going to sleep. Like, I like being cool when I sleep. So, yeah. But that's why I also said that if I was there, I would have been in the suite. But I also had advocated that WrestleManias need to be in the South. Not unless it's in the North, and the North has a dome. Like, I think the Vikings Stadium have a dome in Minneapolis. I'm not sure. Even they go to Green Bay a lot. They go to Wisconsin a lot. I can't remember if the Packers have a dome or not. But like, if you're gonna come up north, go to a football stadium that has a dome. Okay? If not, go every WrestleMania in the South on the West Coast or Florida where it's warm, and then have the Summer Slams in the North, so that because it's July, so that people up north can go to attend something, because that way it doesn't put the health of the superstars or the crowd in danger, nor does anyone feel cold or uncomfortable. But that being said, the Rhea and the Becky match was excellent. The fact that she went out there the way she went out there, it's going to be a whole bunch of people sick. Okay? Love the fact that she's dedicated to her match. But strep throat, having 102 fever, let me tell you, my son had strep throat in January. Highly contagious. They put him on amoxicillin. They said he had to be on antibiotics for 12 to 24 hours before he could even be around anybody. Like, first of all, my son, he threw up and had a fever. That's how I knew. But the fact, I know when he's sick is when, one, he either doesn't want to eat, or two, he's not his normal bubbly self. Like in the past, he's had the flu, he's still up here. But after he does that for like an hour, I guess his white blood cells is trying to like multiply and get rid of the virus or whatever. It kicked his behind, he sleep. So for her to go out there doing the strep, we don't even know she took antibiotics. Like, she put everyone around her at risk of getting it too. Strep is bacterial. That you can pass that on. That's exactly what the nurse told me at the ER. Okay, that's number one. Number two, then I was like, so do we got med in the back? Like, they give her a ibuprofen, vitamin B and vitamin C shot. You know, like how the celebrities do, they put the shot in it behind so it can automatically get in their muscles and get through their system. Like, did they do that? And then I'm like, I'm glad they put her match first with her being sick, because that way she can go back to the hotel, her poor baby. She put her baby to sleep. They can go and relax. Like, they might have to miss daddy's match. And then I was like, at this point, they might as well fly her mother-in-law in and help out, because I don't know. Luckily, this is her only match. But, you know, like, great match. She fought the good fight. I ain't want to tweet that, because I'm like, normally when we say that, that means someone is about to have a homegoing service. And I don't want it to come across like that. But she did well. They did everything. Like, you know what I mean? First of all, what's the name? Motionless and White? Is that what it's called? I didn't know that they were from Philly. And so they said something. Rhea's favorite band. At first, because I was tweeting, of course, when I first glanced up and had it up close, I said, "Is that Rhea?" And I was like, "Why the makeup look?" And then the back, I said, "Who is that?" Then they started singing. I said, "Oh," I said, "That's that band." Didn't know their name. Came out. She had the red on. I said, "Okay. I think before her, Becky came out first. Loved Becky's jacket. Didn't realize that the back of it looked like it had pages of her book. And then on her gear, it had it across. So I said, did King Troy do that, or did someone else do her gear? Okay. And then, oh my eye. So then that happened. And then, she came out. They both had the eye makeup and stuff like that. Fought as well as they could. I think Rhea had pinned Becky twice. And she was... and then Becky had pinned Rhea. Like, I think she hit her with a riptide one time and didn't even do anything. Becky hit her with like a manhandle slam, stuff like that. And I said, I know Becky is getting, Rhea's getting frustrated because she was fussing at the ref at one point. I was like, yeah, she's frustrated. But then after that last riptide, because I was like, she got stripped fighting. I said, I hope this match is just like Jordan's flu game for her. Like, it was worth it. But it wasn't. It was a good match though, but I'm saying, in a sense, she lost. So, with her not being 100%, I would say they need to have like a rematch for like Backlash if they were going to do that. Then after that, have Liv or Bianca fight Rhea for her title. But Rhea did all she could do. It does smell like seasons. I do that. She did all she could do. Like she tried everything. Yeah, so I was like, they should have a rematch. That way, she could be 100%, because in the promos, Rhea definitely said, you're doing all these fights to have excuses. You know what I'm saying? Make excuses for yourself. But when I beat you, just like what you said, I want to mentally say that I'm the best. I can't beat you. You know what I'm saying? If you're not 100%, and technically she wasn't at 100%. So, yeah, it's. I see it one more match, and then that's it. Like, what's the name needs to move on after that. I'm trying to get something together. Okay, so Samantha, first of all, is a GOAT. She announced that whole thing by herself. I don't know if Mike is on vacation or if he's doing night 2, I'm assuming. So she could be a spectator for night 1. I didn't even watch Stand and Deliver. I have to watch that. Honestly, like I said, I woke up late today. I woke up at 10. I haven't woke up at 10 something in years. You hear me? But I haven't gotten any good sleep in the past 3 weeks. So I've been sleeping like 3 to 4 hours. Like, my body's like, I even took a nap. Sorry. So I have Dreamville here where I live at. My son was hungry. We went to try to go get Biscuitville. The lines was crazy. We ended up going to Bojangles. I was like, let me go get some stuff on Food Lion. Ended up getting stuff from there. Came in the house. Been in the house ever since. But like, the crowd for Dreamville is crazy, and we just caught the beginning of it. Thank God we ain't going nowhere later, because I'd have been SOL. So I could just imagine how that the crowd isn't really like every time something major like that comes to a city. Yes, it does good for the city as far as sales and things like that. But for the people that live here, it sucks. Because I'm like, if you forget, because I legit forgot. And I had talked about it yesterday. And you got to go out and do stuff. And you got to either wait through them long lines and stuff like that. Or you have to find a way around. Like, know your city enough where you can find alternate routes. So I was like, yeah. I said, see, this is what it is. This is how, I was like, this is how we know that moms are awesome. Okay? Not just women in general, just moms. Because I'm like, women, first of all, we take sickness better. It's a known fact. Except for like Jordan. But that was based off of like adrenaline, his job. But like when most men get sick, they're big babies. They want to be up under someone. They can't move. They feel like they're dying. All this other stuff. Women, we keep it pushing. Okay? We could be sick. Like she was, but I wouldn't go out if I was contagious. But we could be sick like that. Double mask up. Take some medicine. Go to work. Come home. Maybe take a nap because we're exhausted a little bit. Go help our kids with stuff, make dinner, make sure the family is straight, doing all this still. You know what I'm saying? Which we have to get better at learning to rest. I'm just saying, just us in general, we can do that. We are multitaskers. And I think it's because we're kind of used to it. Not in the sense that a lot of women do a lot of stuff around the house, but in the sense that we go to work and we have a cycle every month. And a lot of us are being excruciating pain, and you wouldn't know. Okay? And we still live our best life. Like, and I think that's what prepares us for when we get sick. Like, okay, we can just push through. And Becky had did that. But it comes a point in a time when you get bad like that, that you need to listen to your body. Like, I'm glad she went on with the match because it might have been a situation, but at the same time, I felt like if she was that bad off, and especially contagious, if she would have told them she just got antibiotics or something today and took it, they could have switched her match with someone else's for tomorrow's. Like, instead of them opening with hers, they could have did like Bailey and Io today. And then Rhea and Becky's tomorrow when she feels better. You know what I'm saying? So it gives her extra day of rest. And then the antibiotics kick in. And then she won't be contagious. Just saying. The next match was...
it was the Ray and Dre versus Santos and Dom. And I was like, when somebody had said, I want to see this match again, I was like, why? And I was like, we did this last year. And someone was like, well, it's father-son beef. That could go on forever. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It can. You know? And you can still harbor stuff. Like, because people's like, oh, it ain't had no storyline. But I'm like, you know how you be living your best life. Say somebody get on your nerves, right? I'm trying to think of like storytelling with the real world. And you over here living your life the best you can. And they living life the best they can, right? And then something pop up in your mind about the incident or the beef that y'all got. And then you come back, or they come back with some other stuff. That's what I was gathering from the Dom and Ray situation. Like, he was doing well, saw his father was back, his father kicking behind, decided to mess it up, ended up being in a match. That match was good. It was what it was. I didn't expect the whole crew to be ringside from both sides. Then they kept, so every time Dre did something, the camera kept showing Angel. So I was like, what is happening? Like, why they keep showing him? So then I think Corey was like, the officials trying to keep their eye on Angel, and I was like, well, what is he doing? Because I was confused. So yeah, they was ringside. Zelina had got Electra, okay, and then when they was coming, I think what's his name? Who Angel and what's his name? Umberto. I keep forgetting his name. I'm not good with names, y'all. I just remembered who Cruz Del Toro was, and I've been watching for the past year and a half. Like, I know faces. I'm not a good names person. I'm good at numbers. I'm good at visuals. And that's probably why I barely passed geography in high school and history, because I passed based off of when it was like, when did this happen? I can tell you when because it's numbers. But tell me the name of the location. Can't tell you. Can't tell you. If it wasn't Jamestown or DC, maybe Philly, couldn't tell you. Like So they had the whole, so they was at the side. So Cruz got off the thing. I think Carlito tried to help. I still think he's behind everything. I still think it. And if he is, that'll be a good build-up story. But so then Raheem's like, I'm about to get my WrestleMania moment. I was like, what? So I was like, he's about to get his WrestleMania moment. And then he did that little fly off the jump. And Pat was like, that was 13 yards. I said, that 14 yards. I was like, 42 feet he flew like that? Dog, first of all, that's impressive. And then as tall as Dre is, and as big as he is, his moonsaults are impressive. Like, people that are like muscular or stockier and tall, it's impressive to me. Because I'm like, you expect like a little person to do that, they'll be able to fly, but a taller person?
Yeah, like Ivor.
Yeah, that's why Mommy likes Ivor. But yeah, so I was like, that's crazy. Like, he does it well. I still think the person that does it the best in WWE is the queen herself, Charlotte. It's just so clean. Hers is always so clean. Like, Ivar's is good. Tiff is good because she used to be on the USA team, and I had tweeted and was like, I wonder what her coaches think of her moonsault. Not like as an insult, but if you got people that's watching and supporting you, and in the back of your head they being your coach and stuff, whatever, you probably could hear in their voice like, that's not how I taught you how to do it. So, but yeah, or you could hear them saying, good job, you did, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always gonna be in the back of your head. Even like as a child, your parents teach you something else. Like, you could be like, and sometimes like, my mama told me this and she was right, just saying. But they did what they did. Then Ray took out the belt, and I was like, I might have said this yesterday. I was like, oh, he about to beat Dominik. And the comments, who was it? Was it Corey talking about some? He was like, he got beat his whole life. And I think I was like, how you know? You just making stuff up in your mind. And I'm like, Corey always going for the ops. Like, he be going for Dom. He be going for Jimmy and the bloodline. Like, he always go for the ops. Like, he don't never be like, okay. But somebody got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on how you grew up and your perspective and all that other stuff. So I get it. Like, if this is what you grew up with and this is your norm, you're going to gravitate towards certain things. Or if you have trauma for certain things, you're going to gravitate towards, it's just good fun. Yeah, he hit him with the thing. I think Santos did something. So then these two huge dudes, and first of all, I didn't even get to that part. So when they came out, of course, Judgment Day's graphics are always out of control good. So Dom's are real good. I love the colors in Santos. I know that's like Mayan in Mexico and stuff like that, but I love bright colors. If I'm not wearing black, I'm wearing bright colors. like lime green, a burnt type orange, hot pink, stuff like that. So it's very, so I love his. You know what I noticed too though? I noticed that Ray's gear basically was the Eagles jersey on his pants. Santos had this poncho like it. I loved his poncho. I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an Eagles fan. Okay. If I had to go for the 4 in the NFC North, because is it the NFC North or the NFC East? I know it's the Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles, and the Redskins. They're the 4 in their little so I'm from the DMV, okay? It's always Redskins, then Philly. So I don't mind Philly. I'm not a fan of either. Never been a fan, except for the Cowboys. Can't stand them. I'm not a fan of either. I'm a Ravens fan. But I wouldn't have did that. Like, I'm too much of a, and he's from the Bay, right? So I'm surprised he had them colors on. Like, he basically had the Eagles jersey on his thing. And I know it's because it's WrestleMania and we're in Philly. But if he's from the Bay, I would think he would be either a Raiders or a 49ers fan. And I know how diehard both of them teams are, their fan base, because my uncle's one. Okay, he's a 49ers fan. Like, my aunt's basement is like a reddish burgundy and gold. He think it's because he's a 49ers fan. She did it because she's a Redskins fan. But like, when I was real heavy into watching the Packers, we wouldn't even talk. So and that's what I'm saying. I know how hard, that's why I was surprised he had that on, because I'm like, if he's a real, you know what I'm saying, fan like that, like, I might have pants, my gear, with something like black or something with stripes of green. But I'm not having no Eagles. Not having no Eagles like colors. But did he have the Lakers colors last year at WrestleMania? Now I'm trying to reevaluate my life, because I'm like, I don't even know. I know certain people, when they go to certain cities, they pay homage to a team from the city, and they either wear the colors or wear the gear. So like, prime example, Street Profits, every time they go somewhere, they wear like a gear from MLB or NFL. They might do NBA, something like that. So that's like, I get that. But if you are like a diehard fan of some teams, you couldn't do that. That's just my opinion. I don't know if he is or not. I'm just saying. And then Santos had what he had on. Yeah, so I'm trying to think, because I'm like, all my teams are DMV basically, except for one college team for basketball and baseball. Yeah. Baseball, before we had the Nationals, we only had the Baltimore Orioles. And we had Cal Ripken Jr. And then we had, I love the Braves at that time. And that's when, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, everybody was on baseball. But then when the Nationals came, people became Nationals fans. But I'm like, are you still Baltimore fans? But I still like the Nationals, but I still like the Braves. And then if it's like the Yankees versus the Mets, I'm going for the Mets. I'm not a Yankees fan at all. So, and just like with college basketball, it's either the Maryland Terps or Duke Blue Devils. Because I wanted to go to either college to play ball, and I went to neither college, ironically. But yeah, like, I couldn't see myself doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just me. So then they had 2 huge dudes in Lucha Libre outfits on with the mask. And I'm like, who are these people? Like, who the hell? So after it, they was like, it's Jace Kelsey and Lance Johnson. Because I was like, they tall as crap. And I was like, do we know? And they attacked Santos and them. Then he ducked their breath. I was like, oh, Ray know them. So then we found out who it was. And then my son was like, so where is, my son's like, where's George Kittle? Why he not there? Like my son be into it. He's the reason why I start back watching. And I was like, I don't know. I said he be at almost every PLE if he has time in the States. Like, I don't know him being there because they showed Wale. Of course, he has Wale Mania. Wayne was there. They showed 2 Chainz. They showed the dude that's head of Fanatics. They showed who else did they show? They showed Drewski. My son was like, oh, Drewski. And I was like, but Lil Baby was behind Drewski. They ain't show him. I was like, Winnie Harlow. People that y'all know, she's a famous model. She was by Wale. Then they showed George Kittle. I was like, and where is Gabriel Iglesias? I think that's how you say his name. I say he's at everyone. Al Roker, I think, is just about everyone, and so is Stephen A. Smith. Like, they didn't show them, so either they not there or they left out or something. I don't know. But that was a good match. I'm glad that Ray kept his streak. Okay. So it was 1-1 for Judgment Day, 1 loss for Judgment Day. And then they had the 6-man gauntlet match, which I was elated. This was the main match I wanted to see. Before the brothers got their match requested or approved, I guess, and then the women got theirs, the 6-man tag team match was the match I wanted to see. Like, if nothing else, if I didn't watch no other match, WrestleMania, that was going to be my match. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I love all the tag teams, okay? That's first of all. Second of all, tag team, if y'all know, has been my thing, okay? Like now, recently, I'm not sure. It's more so faction-based. But like growing up, I love tag teams. Tag team down, okay? Y'all know Rock and Sock, Christian Edge, Dudley Boys, the Destruction Brothers, the Hardys. Like, even when people that you didn't expect teamed up. Like the match, I remember a match with Chris Jericho and The Rock teamed up. I forgot who they fought. But that was like, I loved when the tag team, like the singles was good. You know what I'm saying? But I love the chemistry of 4 people in a ring, or 4 people at a time. So for me, like tag team, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since yesterday. It's everything. Just came from church. I need to eat and then really take a nap, but I promise my son will go ball before we come back and I take a nap. So, I told him he was going to lose too. He's like, I don't know. Sorry, y'all. So I was like, you pay Pig, you might win. He plays on 2 different basketball teams, one for Boys Girls Club, one for AAU. It's like, you might win because mommy's got to get her sea legs. It's been a while since I've been on the court, a couple months. It's like, we play horse. If it's longer letters, I'm winning. Okay? It's like, you forget, mommy used the ball. Like, I taught you how to shoot. So we gonna see how that go. Okay? But yeah, so like I was elated. So then what happened? So then they announced everything, right? And before they did all that, I think they were showing where they had said something or was cut into commercial or something like that. So production put out, was it who came out first? I forgot who came out first. I want to say so it was Awesome Truth, DIY, Judgment Day, New Catch Republic, the New Day and I'm missing a tag team. A-Town Down Under, right? Was it A-Town Down Under? I think. So I think that they showed a glimpse of like DIY or something first, and then they cut it off. So I was like, ooh, let's say production. Somebody hit that button too quick. I was like, y'all gotta pay attention to what's happening. This is why scripts are good to have, okay? Because last week our church had a play and we got the script. But our production got their own set of scripts. So we got our scripts where this is where we need to come in and do our situation for people that don't know or people that might forget. So that helped because then I'll be like, okay, if I forget, I can glance down and be like, okay, let me set this up for this. Y'all might need that, okay? I don't know who hit that button quick. But y'all might need to do that because I was like, who's coming out? And then they start talking, they hurried up and took it off screen. I'm like, and that's huge for people to see. Like the people that's facing the thing, they could see that and pay attention to that. I caught it, but I would have caught that anyway because, you know, that's normally my job. Like I do graphics media, so, and I would have, just saying. And I know people mess up. People are humans. I even mess up sometimes. I'm not perfect, but I'm a perfectionist. So I will beat myself up about it, or I'll be like, try to tweak it. Like the day before, like that Friday, I'd been there trying to figure out everything. That Saturday morning, I'd been there trying to figure out everything. Like, let me know so it can go smoothly. I want to go through it enough times, and then I'm going to ask enough questions enough times so that I understand what you want. What do you want placed here? What do you want placed here? You know what I'm saying? So that how you're explaining it to me and how I'm comprehending it is the same. Okay? And then if I feel like something could be done better, I might make a suggestion. If you feel like what I'm doing is not what you want, let me know. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. Okay? Because I'd rather you tell me and I get it together versus it get done and then it don't look right. And then I'm over here beating myself up because I was like, it could have came out better. But then, so A-Town Down Under came out, I think, first. It cracks me up when Grayson comes behind. So, you know, Theory does the thing like this. And then Grayson comes behind, his face is like this. I'm like, why does he do that? We don't even know what he's saying. Like that. He came out. And then I think DIY came out, and I love the fact that they played off of R-Truth's Regeneration X. And someone was like, I think Ciampa was channeling Shawn Michaels' gear. And I was like, I love that the DIY is in green, like Generation X. And I was like, and then they got the matching jerseys. Like, that is a play on words. That's hilarious. Like, a lot of dry humor. It was funny to me. And then, of course, Awesome Truth came out, that he did his rap and stuff like that. And then New Catch Republic came out. And I was like, I don't know why, but my brain went to, I know he cold. Like, I didn't just see 3 other tag teams and half of them only got the trunks on. But I was like, I know Pete is cold probably. But then again, if they're still used to like the weather in across the pond, then New England is directly like across from England. So they're probably not cold. I don't know. So what is that? That's 3 tag teams, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So then a New Day came out, of course. Their graphics, loved it. Loved the fact that Woods had his Apollo Creed gear, his homage to the Rocky movie, and I can't think of his name. Sorry, y'all. The actor that played Apollo Creed, and he just passed away, I think earlier this year. So that was nice. I was assuming that Kofi had on Muhammad, like his version of Muhammad Ali's gear, since he just got inducted. I don't know. I could be, but it was just nice. And then his alter name is Austin Creed, because that's what his name is in Up Up Down Down. So that was a nice homage to him. And then Judgment Day came out, and of course their graphics. But what had me was the mask. My first thought was, can Finn see out of the mask? And then I was like, I love Damien's mask, but then I was like, can he see? But then he walked down there, I was like, oh, I guess he can see. So I didn't like Damien's hair. Like, I understand the color scheme for I was gonna say Damage Control. Judgment Day was purple, black, and red. And I understand his when he does PLEs, he does Senegalese twists with like some red, some purple, some black. I understand that. It was too many. Like, it's too many. As someone who does hair, and as someone that wears that, used to wear it in college, a lot of them can be heavy on your head. Like, and it's hard to bounce your head if you're not used to that type of hairstyle. And then you're out here doing physical stuff. But I was also, not only was I excited about it, because I was confused, was they going to unify them, keep them unified, or separate them? They separated them after 2 years. Thank God, because I was like, y'all gonna keep them unified, y'all might as well bring back the black titles with the copper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was no point in getting 2 titles if y'all gonna keep them unified. So they got them separated. I wanted, my guess was the Awesome Truth or the New Day or New Catch Republic. Those are my 3. Okay. I didn't even see, Judgment Day wasn't in my plans at all, because my thought was they were going to lose the titles. Priest has 2 months to cash in his contract before the next Money in the Bank, and he's going to do it night 2 of WrestleMania, which is tonight. So for me, I was like, yeah, he going to lose the title and then try to cash in. Okay. So much excitement going on. Everybody got put through a ladder. Then I'm talking about the audience. I'm like, y'all not satisfied. This is a ladders match, and y'all talking about we want tables. Like, tables don't hurt as much as the ladder. So people was like, A-Town Down Under ain't that smart, but they're smart because they immediately, while everybody's fighting outside of the ring, they immediately went to the center and got 2 ladders and tried to climb up. The DDT that Johnny put. Who did he put through that DDT? Was it Theory? Man, best. Ooh, the excitement. I just got chills talking about it. And then I think Tyler slammed Ciampa from the top of the ladder down to the thing. JD ended up coming out because there's no DQ. He got put through a table. You know, the funny part is R-Truth coming, trying to get tagged in. He got tagged in. And then was beaten up. Who he beat up? Finn, I think he beat up. And I think he pinned him. And then Corey gonna say, this is why y'all need to stop sizing him. Because he gonna say, well, technically he pinned him. This is his first WrestleMania match. And I was there like, wait, what? Like, stop. I'm like, this is first match. So, of course, A-Town Down Under at the Raw, all the SmackDown champions. Honestly, I but I'm not mad at it. Like, they play the heels. Grayson is an excellent wrestler. I've seen him in NXT. He's excellent. And I said last week that if he brings some of that here, his Iron Survivor Grayson here, he's going to have a title. I love the fact that they're winning one. Now it gives him another edge to be cocky. It could pin them against Pretty Deadly, who they're allies with, because now you got to defeat your SmackDown title. Or y'all can still be allies and just, no, y'all got to do the title type situation. But you can talk a lot of trash too now. I don't know if there's going to be more of a mix-up. Because they didn't do a draft, which I'm kind of happy about. I just need to know, are we doing both brands Like some people are going to both brands like they did back in the day, or are people basically sticking with the brand that they are, which I don't mind playing out, but I just like to know, because it's certain reasons why I watch SmackDown. It's certain reasons why I like watch Raw, okay? And it's certain people that I look forward to when I watch both. SmackDown, all about the women. I mean, Raw is all about the women's division for me, okay? All about the women's division. They carry storylines for 2 years, in my opinion. I love Pat and Cole. Pat is hilarious, okay? And then it gives you a mix of the kid-friendly vibes that you get on SmackDown, but it also gives you the grit, you know what I'm saying, that you can't get watching local TV, because they're not going to let you do that. USA probably you have more of a flex to do so. And then you have such, like, to me, killer wrestlers. That's the grit part for Raw. Like, you have the impressive singles people like Ricochet and Ivar and Bronson. You have someone like Braun Breaker coming over there. You have a Sami and a Gunther. Like, it's such good. It's like good. It's just long. And for people that got to get up and be at work at 8, like, I'd be like, I could watch an hour and a half of this when I did have like Sling. I'm going to have to catch the other hour and a half tomorrow. Because if not, I'm going to either be tired and mad tomorrow, or I'm going to be late to work. So it was like, that's the only thing. But SmackDown is more kid friendly. Corey's doing a great job. Now we got the big 3. I wonder how the women's story is going to go more so, because the men, you have KO, of course, you have LA and AJ, you have the Bloodline, but the women's is what needs to work on SmackDown. And it's been like that for 2 years, no matter who was on SmackDown. No matter who was on SmackDown. Because last year, Ronda and Shayna basically carried SmackDown. Ronda didn't renew her contract. Shayna got transferred over to Raw. Then for a while, it was Bianca brought her beef with Damage Control over. And then her and Charlotte forming an alliance against Damage Control and Shotzi. And then Charlotte got injured and Shotzi got injured. So now it's like, what's next for the women? You have to like kind of rebuild that. Now, especially since Naomi's back and Jade is there. But I'm not mad at them winning that. So then I was like, okay, if we're going to do like that, I want Awesome Truth to win over the New Day. Only because they've been a tag team on and off for 12 years. They haven't gotten a title. Woods has never won a WrestleMania match, but neither has R-Truth. And I've been watching R-Truth since he was K-Quick. Loved him then. Love him now. Like I said before, he was the one that I was most excited seeing Survivor Series. Like, I screamed when he popped up with the lace shit. The ruffles. I was like I didn't like. So when they won, and he got the thing, like, he was like, "Go kid, go," and he got the titles. My son screamed, was like, "Yes," and I was so happy, like so excited for them. Also, the fact that Miz, I honestly thought him or Chad was going to take the title from Gunther. So the fact that Miz didn't get his title shot, now he's a tag team shot, it's kind of like a redemption situation. It was it was a real good match. As a matter of fact, when I put the most favorite, it's to me, it wouldn't be tied with Becky and them. It would honestly be the twins and the women, and then it would be Rhea and Becky, and then it would be the 6th man for me. Yeah. So then after that, it was a twins match. People were clowning. People were saying stuff about Lil Wayne and him balding and stuff. But he actually did come out he came out for Jay's entrance, and Jay had the lei that was it purple and blue? He has this on. I'm surprised Jimmy didn't have one on, but Jay's outfit was cool. He colored his hair blue. It's no longer gray in the back, thank goodness. He wet his hair. Between him and Roman, I was like, somebody gonna be sick. Y'all keep wetting his hair. Like, what? The girls don't do that. Okay? The girls get their hair tied down, sprayed down, glued down, sewed in, whatever. The guys do that. And I'm like, it's too cold. Like, when he said it was 40-something, felt like 40-something. And then my son was like, what is that? And I'm like, it's basically a temperature all up and down the East Coast because we're 6 hours away. And it's the same temperature here. And I was like, step outside and see how cold it is. That's what they wrestle in. And they're like, because we was just outside. I was like, did you wet your hair? Okay. That's opening pores up. Like, So then, Jimmy came out. I liked his gear. I liked his outfit. And my son was like, at first he was like, he didn't like his song and he need a new song. And I was like, he don't need a new song. I was like, people aren't used to it because every time he comes out with the bloodline. Like, he barely plays a song. I think I've only heard his song 3 times outside of listening to the whole track. So I'm assuming we saw his son. We saw the vlogs. And we saw his son and Jay's son and his niece sitting right there. Also, that was where, I guess that's where the spot where all the family is. That's watching matches before they go to the back. Because Khadijah was there. I think she was next to Gunther's wife. And then they had Cody's mom and his father-in-law there. I don't say in-law, I say in-love. If you like them. If you don't, it's the in-law. But, so I was kind of in the middle. So when the match happened, I was hoping and assuming first Jimmy was getting dragged, then Jay was getting dragged, and I was like, where is their father at? Like, he was at the Hall of Fame, where somebody called Rikishi, like, where is the father at? It'd have been nicer though if he would have refed it, but I don't know how that would have went though. If you think about it, like you probably started like, boys, people were saying it was very underwhelming. Didn't Jimmy pull the Roman? So y'all remember when they was just in the dome or whatever you want to call it, and they had the I Quit match with Jay versus Roman, and Jimmy came out, just had his ACL surgery or whatever with the brace, and came out was like, y'all gotta kill this, we family. Roman hit him with the sob, I don't know who I am no more, and then put him in a guillotine. Remember that? So then Jay had to say I quit. So Jimmy basically did the same thing, was like, I'm sorry, I don't know. And Jay looking at was like, don't fall for it, nigga. Like, don't fall for it. He trying to get you. My son like, he's apologized. I said, no, he's not. I said, he's trying to get you. As soon as he went up, he tried to kick him. And I was like, because I was like, the commentator was like, Jay didn't want this. He just wanted, peace from his brothers. Like, we could beef, you know what I'm saying? Me and my siblings could beef. If I decide to come out of something and we were both in something together and you decide not to come out of it and you do me dirty every match, tamper with every match, and you apologize, we cool. Like, you can still be over there and be what you gonna do what you gonna do over there, but don't come back over here no more. Like, don't come back over here. You come over to Raw or whatever, then mess with everybody but me. Like, we gotta understand it. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's what should be the matchup. But I was torn because I was like, I want Jay to win because for a long time Jimmy has been the fan favorite. So now Jay gets his chance to be the fan favorite. So him winning, it will continue to be the fan favorite even more. But then I was like, I want Jimmy to win because Jay's already up here with the fans right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has his own private meet and greets. I think he's done 2. So, but then I was like, but Jimmy don't even get acknowledged by the bloodline. Like, people, they be trying to dap him up. And so like he be trying to dap him up. They shows him no love. Okay. Speaking of, he came out. He came out and he went like this. Like he was dapping up a fan and the person put out the hand. He did a little pause. I was like, he played all day. He played all day. Then they showed a clip of him at the Hall of Fame. He coming out in his red suit talking about some, where's my dad? Somebody said he looked like one of the lost kids that be at Walmart. Like, what is wrong with him? Like, what is happening? So then, I don't know. I think if they let him show more of his comedy, he'd be up there with R-Truth to surpass R-Truth. Because to me, he's a little bit funnier. But, you know, they let, because he's in the bloodline, he got to be serious. But he brings the comic relief. So I guess that's what they're trying to do with R-Truth, being the comic relief to Judgment Day. But, you know, he be confused with matches and stuff. But so then he came out and did a little fake jump. So then after he knocked Jay down, he did a little thing like this. So people would know. And then people hit yeet, no, yeet. So then someone was doing this. And I was like, y'all be so confused. The fans be so confused. And I'm over here looking at the tweeting and looking at the matches, cracking up. Like, what is wrong? So then I was like, he needs to be acknowledged. Like, I want him to get acknowledged. But then I was like, at the same time, if Jay lose, would the fans still acknowledge him like they do? Or would they die off and be like, dang, you did all that, can't even beat your brother? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I don't know. So people was like, Jimmy needed to win more than Jay, but they got it. And I agree. Right now, Jimmy needs to win more than Jay. Like, I feel like now, whether Jay won or lost, the fans are going to love him regardless. The only reason why I think that he won is because the last two PLEs, he lost, right? Or am I wrong? He fought his cousin for the championship. He lost. I think Jimmy interfered. I don't know if that was a PLE or not. No, he's won one and he's lost. He's won 2 PLEs and he's lost 1. Right? So they won Money in the Bank. He's won, was it Fastlane? I think it was Fastlane. Fastlane or Backlash? One of them. Him and Cody won the Undisputed Championship for 9 days, and then he lost to his cousin, Roman. So, but like all the individual matches, like Gunther and stuff like that, like his brother and him interfered, he lost. So, I feel like they was like, let's give him a win, because every time he fights somebody from Bloodline on PLE, he loses. But yeah, I feel like Jimmy would have benefited better. The match 2, I think, because that was one of the 3 matches I wanted to see, tag team that one, and then the girls, it wasn't up to my expectations. They still did a great job. The time went by fast too, though, because I was like, if that was a 15-minute match, I looked up and I was like, 15 minutes flew by. Like, that was a fast 15 minutes, wasn't it? But, you know, I'm glad that their families and everybody's families and stuff came, not just theirs, but everybody's families and stuff came in there. They were able to, you know, get their dream match off. I really wish, though, that they would have had their dad or something on the sideline as a commentator or something, because that was the only thing missing. Because they was like, so what would your dad do? I remember, I think Chris had asked him in an interview 5 years ago when they said that this was their dream match, and he was like, I don't know, maybe special ref or something. But I wonder how he responded, because I watched the podcast of when he got shown the clip of when they came to Raleigh and they had to call Rikishi sign and something. He was like, did y'all play that? I wonder what his reaction was when they beat Jimmy with that belt. And Jimmy and Solo. Like, I wonder what his reaction. I need to go on YouTube and see what his reaction was to that. because I honestly found his podcast on accident. Just like I told you, I found Impossible on accident because I was watching certain clips of stuff. And now because I've watched like the history of like the New Day, and then in the history of like Bianca, and the history of Xia Li and Naomi and the Bloodline, like it comes up in my stuff. So like I'll be watching React Channel or Dish Nation, and then I'll just let it play because I'm over here working and something to come up. So like a Rikishi podcast came up, and that's when I started. I was like, oh, okay. So now I gotta find it because I gotta get the reaction. I want to see how he react. Like I want to see. But so then the women came out. Damage Control came out. I love the Japanese women that came out and did the Cherry Blossoms. I don't know what type of dance or cultural situation that was, but I know the Cherry Blossoms originated in Japan. The only two places that really celebrate Cherry Blossom Parade is DC. That's number one, because I remember we had one every March growing up. We watch it on TV. And then the second place is Nashville, surprisingly, because I used to live there. And I didn't know they had a parade. I only thought DC had one. So for them to come out and do the cherry, I was like, that's very cool. Like, you know, showing their culture. Like, I love that. Y'all know I'm here for cultures. Like, I love learning about different areas. I learn about different people. I feel like it keeps your mind, it gives you open-mindedness. It not only does it teach you to love people more, but it teaches you that sometimes people don't have like an attitude or a problem because they don't do stuff a certain way, only do stuff a certain way. Maybe that's just how they were raised. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you it allows you to give people grace in certain areas, because certain things you do, they might not do, and vice versa. And it also opens your eyes up to how other people in the world live, how other people in the world dance, how other people in the world speak, their clothing, like all of, and we all take from each other, but it gives you that appreciation. You know what I'm saying? So for like that, for them to show that, I thought was awesome. I was surprised Dakota didn't have her late, is that how you say it? Lea on? I remember the last year's WrestleMania, Tamina had got the twins one. I think she got one for, no, Roman still wears the same one. And she got one for Dakota, because Dakota had the circles on her face. And I didn't know that she was half Samoan. Like, I knew Bronson was. Of course, I knew the twins were. I knew Romans were. I didn't know she was. So that wasn't interesting, but I'm surprised she didn't have one. Loved her hair. Like, y'all know how I was like, I love her bangs every week, stuff like that, because I didn't like that pink, white, and black. But that honey blonde with the brown and black with the part in the middle, like, I love that. That could have been her natural hair for all I care. Love the all black. And then someone was like, in the comments, like, Dakota, brave for wearing that. And I was like, okay. Like, she, outside of The Rock, who I thought was insane for wearing what he had on, she had like just covered enough for her chest, a strip down, and then the shorts, I think. But, and then the women had what they had on. Loved Asuka's face makeup, and I know she does it on her own, but for it to be split, and then if you like half red, half blue, and then of course Curry, like her hair and makeup is always on point, and then it goes black, and the women go up the StormEST glow. So the women come up and do their thing. I'm just calling it this. I want to say the GlowEST Storm. No, I'm going to say the StormEST glow. They call themselves Big Three. So they come up off the ramp. Then Jade comes down. And my mouth drops open. Like, literally like this. I'm like, she is so freaking gorgeous, dog. Like, first of all, the short, wet wig was everything. You hear me? Silver looks good on her skin complexion. She had the silver strip going down. I know she was cold too. okay, walking down. Then they did a part of her music. Then they did a part of Naomi's music. Of course, you know Naomi, Glow Queen. So she had hers was gold. She had a gold strip and a gold hair, which I didn't even see until the press conference. But she had a gold strip, gold eyelash, gold. I saw the gold wig, the gold hat, and stuff like that. Cowgirl hat. Then they did Bianca's. Bianca had on silver and gold with the kisses, right? They play her music. First of all, talented as Naomi is, skipping backwards, semi-twerking. People was like, lady. And I was like, yeah, I know she bottom heavy. Like, she thick, okay? She ain't even got to move that much for her behind to move that much. Like, she wasn't even doing too much. Now, see, if she would have had, like, did some more, then it'd have been a problem. Like, Naomi was like, girl, you got too much back there to be doing that. But she was getting it, okay? And I said, for her to skip down the thing, I was like, they look good. You hear me? I was like, I love the fact that they did the gold and black, representing royalty, representing black girl magic, paying homage to Beyonce with the cowgirl hat and the silver Renaissance. You know what I'm saying? I crack up all the time at Oscar dancing to the people's music. Because they was like, Oscar and Kari is dancing to their music. And I was like, Oscar dance to anybody's music. Oscar to Damage Control is like how Sami was. Like, they dance to anything slow, fast. I'm like, she be over there living her best life. Okay. And then the match began. And then it was, who started out? Naomi and, was it Dakota that started out? Or Kari, that started out? Kari saying, I don't know. I know Naomi started it out. And speaking of Naomi, like, she don't do her rear view no more, do she? Because I was like, everybody from Rikishi bloodline does the back it up. Now, he did the stink face. Like, the boys, all three of them do it. I'm like, or cousins. Dago and Naya does it. I'm like, even people that's married in, like, Trinity does it, but I don't think she do it no more. Sorry. Oh, she started off the match. Jake was trying to get into the ring. Kari came to the side. Jake kicked her. And then Bianca got into the ring. Bianca does her thing. Somebody was like, Bianca's perfect. Listen. Bianca knows, okay? She came in, did her thing, took it off. So I was like, okay, and then my next question was, speaking of gear, did they have like pads or somebody design their gear, and then Miss Sandra did Jade and Naomi's, and then Bianca did her own? Or did they all have a concept and came up with it together, and then Miss Sandra did those two and Bianca did her own? Well, like, she had to do Jade's because Jade had that one, but like Naomi's and Bianca's, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I was wondering. But Bianca did that. She was about to KOD somebody and then couldn't do it. Then KOD'd Oscar. And I was like, she could have actually pinned her and that could have been a match. I was like, she let Jade have her moment. So Jade came in. Oscar had to miss. She accidentally missed it. Her tag partner. And then Jade pinned her and did her little signature pin thing. And that was the end of the match. It was a good match. Bianca's 4-0 after WrestleMania. I didn't know all the stuff I knew about Naomi until Corey said what he said. He said, well, I knew some of the stuff. Like, I knew she was the first black SmackDown Women's Champion. I don't know who the first black Raw one is. I would assume it was Sasha. I'm not sure. But he was like, she done broke barriers. He was like, she done been in, I think the most or the second most WrestleManias for a woman. Like, this is like her 8th one. I was like, she been in 8? And then he was like, she been breaking records and stuff like that, low key. She was like, but people don't give her the recognition she deserves. And someone was like, why do you think that is? He was like, well, some of the fans don't. He's like, and I was like, that's true. I was like, cause when I was looking at some of her stuff when she left to go to TNA, I was like, low key, if she retired today, she still would be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she changed. I think she was the first woman to have the dark thing. Like I said, like the lights go out. She was the first SmackDown Women's Champion. She was in the game for like 13 years. She'd have been a tag team partner multiple times. She was a part of Women's Evolution. Like, she was part of the shift before the 4 Horsewomen came in and caused even a further shift. She was in there when she was in season 3 NXT. She was there when it was FCW, okay, in Tampa, before they even moved it to Orlando NXT and stuff like that. When the women were getting matches, they were still escorting men out to the thing, like the late 90s. Like, her and Natalya have been there for a while. You hear me? They've been through every stage of the women's era. So, like, I just hope that she gets developed more and more developed story, because I feel like if she would have came in at a time when Bianca came, then it probably would have been a different story, sadly. Like, she probably would have had, I'm not taking nothing from Bianca. Bianca's great at what she does. But women weren't really getting appreciated. I feel like starting to get appreciated until Stephanie was like, we're doing away with the Divas title. There's going to be a SmackDown and Raw's Women's title. We're going to have Evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like, when that era came, what was that? 2017, 16, something like that? Like, right when Bianca, Rhea, Paige, Charlotte, all of them came. Like, right in that time. But she was already in the game about 8 years. So, I feel like, it would have changed a little bit. But she's back. So, I'm having high hopes. I'm having high hopes for her, because I want her to further succeed. Like, the people that know and are fans of her gonna rock with her regardless. Okay, there was a lot, and you could tell who was fans of hers, because like when her and Sasha came, I'm so used to saying Sasha. When her and Mercedes came back, people were in the comments like on AEW talking about some welcome back. You've been gone, and somebody was like, well, you can tell you ain't a fan. She's been fighting in Japan. Like, I was like, right. And I was like, I didn't even watch a lot of Sasha Banks matches. You know what I'm saying? I know of her. But I was like, even I knew that. Like, I caught a couple matches. But the time difference, I can't stay up late for that. Same with Trinity. And it was like, welcome back. And somebody was like, she was in TNA. Like, where you been? Like, I was like, okay. Because every time I knew she was fighting, I was watching. Okay. And I became a fan of hers from Total Divas. Like, when I started watching, she had just left WWE. So I didn't know. So then the next match after that, so them were the 3 I was looking forward to the most. The next match was Sami versus Gunther. So then Gunther comes out, and before Sami comes out, he talks to his wife and his little son. They are so cute, especially the little baby. He is so cute. And then he stops to chat. He was like, you not coming out there with me? He was like, no. He was like, you train with me and all this other stuff. And he said, no. He was like, but remember, you owe me a favor. So I said, what is that? And he gave him a look. And I said, is that like a heel turn for Chad? I can't picture him being evil either. I can't picture him being a heel. Just like I can't picture Naomi being a heel. That's like when she was on the mic, I said the other day, I was like, she's still so bubbly. Like, you gotta have a monotone. And that's what they said when I was watching the Pivot interview with Montez and Bianca. Because they was like, we tried to turn him heel. The WWE tried to turn him heel when they was with Bobby, like attacking people. But the crowd was cheering for him. And I was like, yeah. I was confused as to why they were cheering, but they was beating him up. And I was like, okay. I was like, I would have got with it, but the crowd makes the decision. Just like with the Candice LeRae thing, like when she came out and did what she did, the crowd was silent because we were like, what is happening? Like we didn't know what was like how to process it. It wasn't the fact that it was good or bad. It was like, so what's happening after this? But then the 2 weeks after that, it was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So he was like. So then he said, keep him in the back. I don't want him back here. And then him and KO embraced. That was such a good moment. Everybody cheered. And then he went out there and Sami has his feel good song on. I was like, even Sami got his hair tied back. Like, it's too cold. So then Khadijah was sitting at the people's spot, you know, where they had a family and stuff and they put him on camera. And the first, Pat said, Bianca's whooping wholesale. So I said, what is wholesale ass? Like, what is that? And someone was like, everybody was like, she get her stuff wholesale when she make gear. I was like, no, he just making stuff up. Cause what? I was like, Pat on commentary is hilarious to me. Okay. And then when he brings in the mix of the football with the yellow pin and all that, I was like, yeah. But he is hilarious, okay? He's one of the main reasons why I love watching Raw. Because the commentary and to see what he does is funny. Like when Jay came out, of course, he stood up and was like this. And Corey looked at him up like this. I was crying laughing. Because he was like, I'm yeeting over here, something. And then Corey was like, he's like, you yeet. And he said, I'm a fan. He said, not as much as him. And I was like, he didn't do it every time. And I said, I could see when Gunther came out, he had his hands behind his back like that. I said, because he did that in Raleigh. And I was like cracking up. Like, he is hilarious. Okay? Like, I don't know. He just needs to stay with Cole and commentate. I think him and Corey, though, would be good at commentating together, too. But him with Cole is hilarious. Like, they are hilarious. Okay? Because Pat be saying anything. I was like, I hope the superstars don't hear him saying that when they watch it back. Because I be like, he be throwing shade, but he be funny. So, Sami came out, right? So then Gunther came out. And then the match was what it was. Sami, it was so much. Like, I can't even... Someone was like, he hit him with a spine buster and something else. A brain buster. And then Gunther was talking trash to his wife. And his wife was like, no, we're not about to. Then Sami get beat up. You know what scares me? And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Not really scared me, but I'm like, what is happening? Like when Sami got beat up on the top of the ramp that Monday. And he did the leg thing to get himself. He did it again. I'm like, this match, like, what is that? Is that okay, I gotta keep fighting situation? So he did that, got up, Blue Thunder bombed him. Someone's like, the second one was it wasn't a Blue Thunder bomb, it was something else. They was like, if you know, you know. Like a Japanese something, I don't know. But then he ended up pinning him. And I was like, dude, I screamed. My son not screamed at the same time, and I was like, but it was weird to end it on day 666, they said. But I screamed, and I had my hand on my mouth. So I was like, it's such a difference a year makes. I was like, this time last year, him and KO were tag team champions. They won the championship. My son was pissed. Okay, he is down for the Usos. Okay, and then this year, he's been through so much between Shinsuke and Gunther and Drew and all that. Like, he's been through a lot with these people, and then for him to still have a redemption story is like crazy. And they said, I think this is 8th WrestleMania 2, but they was like, short hair Intercontinental Champion Sami is a different breed. So He ain't got short hair no more, but we'll see. And I was like, he beat him and he's still fasting. I think Ramadan is still happening until next week. So I'm like, the sunset, he can't eat till the sunset. Gotta eat one meal. So I was like, and I know in order to prep for a match, you probably want to eat an hour or two before, not right before. So I'm like, he's going through all that and he ain't ate. That's the only thing I think about. Because I was like, I don't know. Like, your mental has to physically be strong when you're fasting. Because if not, you will lose every time. Okay? I know. Okay? Because when we had to do the Daniel's fast at the beginning of this year, ooh, Jesus, take the wheel. But, yeah, so he won. My son and I screamed. I literally had my hand on my mouth and I was like, I want to cry so bad. Like, it was tears welling up in my eyes. Like, I am so happy for him. But I'm like, I know Gunther is like bittersweet for him. He's sad that he lost it. He's still the longest reigning. But I'm like, I know he's happy because now he can spend time with his wife and his son. My son was like, didn't he just have a baby? I was like, I think he had one like 6 months ago. But I know from a point of, even before Bianca had mentioned this, because I watched the interview where, I was like, I know, and before I saw her and his Montez reality show Love in WWE, I was like, I know they're happy that they lose the title. It's bittersweet. They're sad that they don't no longer have it, but they're happy that they don't have it, because when you have it, you have to do more appearances, you have to do more press. You gotta wrestle more house shows because people want to see you. Like, it's a lot. You don't really get days off. And then if you're one of the faces of the company like she is, you really don't get to get no days off. Like they was at New York at the stock exchange when the merge happened. I'm like, wait, what? Then she was at in LA and she ain't even got no title. Then she was at LA for the press conference, and they should have had Bailey just because she was on the cover, which is cool. But I'm like, she said something for 3 minutes. Y'all could have zoomed her in, did a Zoom call. Like, have her face on the screen. And she was like, hey guys, y'all can see I'm here. Like, she had to travel 5 hours flight, nonstop, 5.5 if you take it nonstop one, to go talk for 3 minutes to go back to the house. Like, that's why she was like, her time being it, she was like, she loved it, but it was the worst time of her life. Like, that year and some change was strenuous. And I was like, I bet it was. You barely get to see your family. You barely get to see your husband. If you're sick, you got to push through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get no downtime. And then with her having that braid, you got to keep that in the whole time. Like that. So I was like, I know he happy. Like, okay, good. I ain't got to. I'm like, but now you can't get that speech to Imperium about them being the best because you ain't got no title no more. So you can't tell them that. Okay? Was they in the Royal Rumble? Was they in the Rumble thing for being? They were. I think they lost. But, yeah, so then the American Nightmare came out. And I said, and he got Seth Rollins on the back of his jacket too. I said, Miss Sandra, she is getting checks, okay? I know she did that thing. The first when he brought it out the bus, I said, oh. I said, look at the jacket. And what's the name was like, who was it, Corey? Corey was like, I'm about to go in there. He got tequila on his bus. I said, you better not go in there. I said, you're going to end up like how Jay was at the press conference when they won, slurring and all that. Don't go in there while you still got to work. So he came out, did everything. She kissed his mom. She hugged him. And they said his father-in-law is fighting and doing chemo. And I was like, that's love right there. You hear me? For your immune system to be that weak and you fighting through this, and then you're at real cold temperatures just to cheer on your son. That's love and dedication. Because if it was me cheering, production would have to go show me in a suite I ain't gonna hold you. Like, the mama could be down there. I'm not only that, or you gonna have to have me a bundle with a blanket. He gave him the belt. But I thought that was really, really touching. And then Seth came out, and people was like, Seth. I said, listen, King Troy, you did that, okay? I don't know if that's off the runway piece, or it's a piece you had in your head and you got it made, or you did it yourself, because I don't know how much of a fashion, I know you're a stylist, but I don't know if you're also a designer as well. So I don't know if he makes his own stuff too. You did that, okay? And if you did Becky's, you won best gear of the night, okay? Becky and Seth did that, and I love Seth pants when he took them off. And someone was like, Seth, and my son, because I used to be like, what did he got on? My son said, Ma, look what Seth got on. I was like, yeah, I see it. And I was like, I'm not mad at it though. It's still better than them red Ronald McDonald shoes he had on at Raw that weekend. Like, I don't even know why y'all people just wanted that because of the name of the brand it was under, because them shoes was awful. You would never wear them out. Them look like real thick rain boots. That's what they look like. Or Ronald was like, I don't need these no more. McDonald's, we changing the color to black or something. Let's get rid of these. Like, that's exactly what they look like. But they came out. So then The Rock came out. And he was like, so I said, what in the Optimus Prime is going on? Like, it was the final ball. I said, why does it sound like it's a transformer in the background? His stuff came out, then the lasers, then he stood in it, and then it was the fire. And I said, nigga, is that real fire or is that from graphics? Then they backed up the camera. I said, oh, that's real fire. They had the Brahma Bull on fire, which was so dope. He came out with the People's Champ belt like he was defending his title. And he been had the belt because it's been on WWE Shop for a while. Like, his belt's up there, the Usos belt is up there, John Cena's belt is up there, Edge's belt is up there. I think the Undertaker got a belt up there. Like, it's a lot of people that got belts up there. So, the one they don't have though is Trinity's SmackDown Glow belt, which would probably be good, because I know a lot of people that probably would get that, like one with the LED lights and stuff like that. So, he came out, then Romans came out, and my son, I'm like, production, and he's like, the graphics. He said, Mom, they changed his person. I said, it's going slow. I said, I think they did change his person. Like, I have my son in production with me at church on Sundays, so now he has a certain eye for certain stuff now too. He'll tell me stuff, and I'm like, okay. That match was crazy. First of all, it was Seth and Roman. Then they wanted him to get Rock. And it's almost like Seth is so excited to link up with Rock and stuff like that. I was like, first of all, I said, y'all gotta remember, people that's watching it, that I know that's watching it, we're all the same age. We're all in our mid-30s or early 30s. We all were fans of The Rock. We all were fans of Triple H. We all were fans of, like, Edge and Mankind and stuff like that. So for us to whether we're a superstar, WWE superstar right now or not, for us to physically lock up with a celebrity that we grew up watching, it's surreal, dog. Like, I would have been like focused on the match, but after the match, after I would have processed everything that happened, I'd have been fanging again. Like, oh my God. Like, okay, so y'all remember the behind the scenes of, was it Raw 25 or something like that? Was it Raw 25? And they had Stone Cold come out. And then I think they had like the Usos and all the other people. And then Jay was in the back hyping them up. Oh my God, this is real life. We got the legends. And then Jimmy and Rikishi make the same face. I said they look just alike. And they looking at him like this. I said that's what it's like, how Jay was, his reaction. Like, you're in it, but then when you process, you like, oh snap, I'm out there with people I grew up watching. Just like with when they asked LeBron about the 75th anniversary, like, how was it? And he was like, it's so surreal to see the people that you loved growing up loving and stuff like that, and you're standing next to them. Like, it's a thing. But then The Rock gonna say, if you count out while we out the ring, this is fire. I said, ooh. I said, not him being the final boss in the ring. Somebody was like, I said, he is out of control. He took him to the took him out to where the audience is. I said, I hope that's not concrete. Luckily they had the floors padded. Roman had Cody up at the top. Somebody was like, Dwayne, you forgot that you Dwayne Johnson? Like, you are the number one, the top paid actor of 2023. And I was like, he didn't forget he's Dwayne Johnson. We know that he's an actor. I was like, but wrestling fans don't care if he's an actor. We're here to see The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could separate the two. Like, you will know a wrestling fan from a movie fan. Like, people that watch movies. Like, before my son really got into wrestling, he got into it, but he didn't really know how Rock wrestled. I said, you ever watch The Rock wrestle? Like, he was into the Usos, stuff like that. He just knew Rock from, like, Moana. He knew him from, like, Black Adam. Like, he knew him from movies. So to see so for, like, him being a Rock's fan of The Rock as a actor is different than being a fan of The Rock as a wrestler. That makes sense. So wrestling fans ain't gonna care. Like, we gonna be hyped that he's out there, but we not gonna tamper with him because we know this is what he started doing. Acting fans might be like, oh, Seth, run out there and get the auto and then get gut checked by the security, but it's different. Like, we can't. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. It's different. All in all, like, I think Cody hit him with the Cody cutter. The Rock with the Cody cutter. Then The Rock had stopped it. Rock was about to do him with the people's elbow. No, that's when he hit him with the Cody cutter. He was about to do the people's elbow on him. And then Seth, I said Seth is a GOAT because Seth done helped him multiple times. So then Roman was about to spear Cody. He moved out the way. He speared The Rock. You knew that hurt because The Rock, like, Roman was in disbelief and The Rock was crashing. I said, he hurt. He hurting. Okay, he's hurting. Then he came up. He tried to put Rock on the table. Rock tried to do something to him. He reversed it. He rock bottom Rock in the table. Somebody said that should be illegal for Rock to get rock bottom. Then Roman speared Seth through the table. I'm like, then he's talking to Mama Rose. He said, Mama Rose. That's how he said, look at your son. Sometimes she said, that's BS. She was like, get on my face with that. I said, if what Cody said is true about Mama Rose, I said, y'all better watch out because he said she used to get in bar fights, okay? Y'all better leave her alone. So that happened. And it was just so much. I can't even process it. Then Roman ended up bleeding from the nose. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. Matter of fact, and then I was looking on Instagram, Finn was bleeding. I said, every time he do a PLE, he bleeding. He showed his blood here and here. He said, well, at least I ain't have to get staples this time. I'm like, but you probably got to get stitches. So you had to get 14 stitches last year fighting Edge. Like, what? You just don't need to be. Either he got real soft skin tissue and stuff like that, and he's one of the people that bleed easily, or he's just rough. So then, so he started bleeding. I think he speared Cody. No. Cody's about to get him with the crossroads, and The Rock hit Cody with the belt. And then he got pinned. And then Seth and Cody looked defeated in the ring because it's going to be Bloodline rules. And I was like, so does that Bloodline rules only for Cody and Roman, or is it Bloodline rules also Rock can make up the rules for Seth and Drew? And then Drew is a menace because he talking about something. I told y'all this is going to be the outcome. Somebody give me the lottery. Y'all want lottery numbers? Send me a message because I got it for you. I told y'all. I was like, him in this Twitter account, he has been, I'm telling you, him on Twitter has been like hilarious, piece of art, all of that. It ties in with his character so well, Drew McIntyre. I was like, yeah, so, but they all look defeated. And then someone's like, y'all know 3 out of 4 of them got to wrestle tomorrow. And I was like, oh, they do got to wrestle tomorrow. I said, and poor Seth's back hurting, his knee hurting, his wife got the strep, then he got to try to get some rest. I said, I hope he fly his mother to come in and help him with the baby, because he got to wake up and be a dad while his wife is sick, and then go wrestle again tonight. Like, poor, ooh, Jesus. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine doing that. If he pulled all that off there, he really a goat. You hear me? 'Cause that's a lot. Okay. Then after that was the press conference. So then after that, it was the press conference. So the first people that came on the press conference was Rhea. Rhea talked about her win against Becky. Talked about how she's upset that the rest of the Judgment Day lost because they were supposed to come in and rule everything and things like that. But she's going to continue to prove and be the best that she is. And then after that, it was the big three. They came in dancing. They all had their silver on. You know, Trinity was spilling all her tea because she said, I'm giving y'all too much. Bianca was too, because she said, you was out there shaking. She was like, girl, you tell her too much. And then I like how Jade was like, we're the same, but we're different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something culturally that Black women can say. We're the same, but we're different. We come from different backgrounds, different stuff like that, but we're the same. Like, we experience the same stuff day to day. We have to fight for the same stuff day to day. But our experiences might be different. Or if we experience the same thing, it might happen at different times in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So I get what she's saying. They were cute on there. They were talking like 3 friends, like they forgot that the things was in front of there. Then they had Roman on there, and I didn't know if it was gonna be Roman or Joe, because the last conference he was Roman, and then he switched over to Joe. So he was like, I need intellectual questions only. Like, he looked like he was exhausted. He was tired, beat up, all that. So then he was like, next question. Someone asked a question, and they was like, I acknowledge you. And then somebody said, boo, and he like kicked her out. He was like, that wasn't staged. He was like, you gotta go. So then someone else asked him a question about his health and stuff like that, and how it doesn't affect him in the ring. But I was like, even if, you know what I'm saying, you're used to the K-fob and stuff like that, now it's time to turn it off. You're a journalist. Or even if you feel like you genuinely don't like someone outside of the K-fob, don't bring that to your job, okay? You boo or cheer while they're doing their matches. You don't boo and cheer when you sit there and ask them questions. Because it's already, a lot of the times, journalists aren't supposed to be biased. They're supposed to actually, journal what they talked about, or bits and pieces of what they talked about, and make the headline and like a wonderful headline to get people to read it. But you don't ever boo it. Or if someone was like, hey, you have to, I say you're a Nicki fan and you have to interview Cardi, or you're a Cardi fan and you have to interview Nicki, you wouldn't be like, oh, you got a job to do. Like, do a job. So then I saw Stephanie. I heard her, and I follow her on X, and she asked a question of Rhea, and then she asked a question from the wrestling club to the big three. And then The Rock came on, and I love how when he was on there, he first was The Rock, but then like after the first question, The Rock was gone. We was talking to Dwayne, because he went from there to the final boss to, okay, this is what we're doing. Our movie coming out. You know, I took over the I'm on the board of the company. People was asking him he was like, it's gonna be a lot of surprises and stuff like that. And he was like, good job, y'all tried to get it out of me. And for me, I'm thinking it has something to do with Rikishi, if not. But my main thing is people's thinking like Stone Cold Hulk Hogan, which it probably would be because Hulk was at the first one, he's at this one. But my thing would be, The Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, probably be there. Goldust will be there. Those two for sure. Someone said Stone Cold. I don't think so. And I think if we were going to have another surprise guest, it would be Randy Orton's dad, since he was at the first WrestleMania, just like ringside to watch his son at the triple threat match. Ringside. So that's all I can think of. But then Triple H did the numbers. A lot of people were talking about they didn't like all the advertisements and stuff like that. Even people that were watching on TV, like people that were there, they was like, we understand that WrestleMania is getting sponsored by all these people. You know, it cuts a check for the company. But it's too much advertisement. Like, how many checks did y'all take? You know what I'm saying? Like, WrestleMania's gotten that big where y'all need to... And I think that's how they kept the prices low, because Triple H was talking about how Nick Khan was trying to keep the prices a reasonable price for the fans. So I think the extra sponsorship helped with that, because they know people from around the world are going to view it. And the sponsorship gives them a check as long as people could see the sponsorship and people announce it, and we have commercials that cut to it and stuff like that. So that will help with that. But then when they have like showing viewings from different countries, like they showed people in London watching WrestleMania, where are you getting these people? Like, are y'all like, okay, we got a WWE NXT in London, have all these people go to this bar, we're gonna film them watching it? Like, is that how that works? Like, how does that work? And then how do you choose which base overseas you get to show when they do the national anthem for Coco Jones? Which I forgot to mention about her. And my son was like, Mommy, he was like, isn't that the girl from T and Coco? And I said, yes. He doesn't know her music. He knows her from T and Coco. He knows her from when him and her had to cook that cow tongue. And my son's favorite part is when she goes, no, 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 no. And then he screams, and she goes, my favorite what? Science fair project. Like, my son finds that hilarious, okay? That and the chip thing, when they had to take that Diablo chip, like, it was whole, for him it's hilarious. Like, he don't know her for her music. Like, he knows her from Terrell. So I said, yeah, Pooh, that's her. And I said, she sounded real good, okay? Then when they showed, I saw on Twitter the interaction of the four of them. Someone was like, we need them to have a super group. Like, put Coco in some gear, put her at ringside. They was like, this is the group we think we needed. I was like, and she looked good, okay? Coco's always pretty though. She's always pretty. So it was like, yeah. But I can't wait for tonight. I want to see what happens. My son is on his game right now. He just got done doing chores with me. He's telling his friends that WrestleMania is coming up. So I told him it started at 7. I was like, I'm going to take a nap. Because I was like, my son automatically went to bed at 11. Huh? And, hold on. Because his brain, he goes to bed at 11. $9.99. And then he goes to bed at 11, and his brain was like, I looked over there at 11. I went to bed after the press conference. In a little bit, I tried to do some of the video. But so he hasn't seen the result of the tag team match, the whole thing. The last thing he remembered before he fell asleep was when Rock and Roman got the double pedigree. So I said, you gonna watch that before we start WrestleMania? He's like, I said, no. Okay. Normally I haven't watched it. But he gotta go to bed at 9 tonight, 9:30, because he's got school tomorrow. So we'll see. Also, it's a lot of people on my timeline on Facebook. I only get on there like once a week that watch WrestleMania that's my age. And I'm like, where y'all been at the whole time? So South Carolina won for the women. Yes, okay, because that's who I was going for. I said from jump, I'm so mad I didn't do my brackets this year. I said South Carolina is going to win. I had USC as my second, because they was like, which one of these 6 teams do you going to have? So for the 6 teams they had, South Carolina, USC, Stanford, LSU,
Iowa, I think UConn. So I said it was going to be South Carolina, USC, Stanford. And then somebody's like, no, LSU. I was like, that would be my fourth pick, but LSU, I don't see them making it to the championship. Just based off of how they, And then I'm also kind of glad they didn't make it to the championship because that coach there is a piece of work, okay? She's a Karen of basketball. I've never in my life. I don't know. She rubbed me the wrong way. It's just what she says in some of her like conferences after the game, and I'm like, so you're not gonna hold nobody on your team accountable? That the whole team, the other whole team, it's their fault. Like your people ain't had nothing to do with it. Like I can't get with somebody that does not understand accountability, and then you're a leader. They're gonna go based off of what you do, how you respond. You know what I'm saying? So if you respond this way and they've been with you for 4 years, that could become a habit. So then when they get out and say they hit their draft and go WNBA, that's how they're going to play or feel like the next coach is going, the coach is going to have to break them down and be like, no, ma'am, that's not how we do that in the real world. Like what? She just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm glad USC won. For the men, I want UConn to win. I don't know. We'll see. They play tomorrow at 9. So we'll see. That's if I'm up. Because if I stay up late tonight and I got to take them to school tomorrow, I'm probably come back and go to bed. If I don't, I'm for sure going to be asleep by it before then. And of course, I got to wait to watch Raw on Tuesday because of Hulu. But we'll see. Anyways, yeah. So I can't wait for tonight. I'm about to go take me a quick power nap before Wrestlemania come on at 7 because it's 5 something. I think it's 5:37. Yeah, I'm about to sleep for about an hour some change and get the show popping because I'm exhausted. Anyways, I'll check back with y'all tonight or tomorrow with night 2.